Hey everyone, welcome to Black Belt Life. I'm Darren Myers, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Usually we have on here masters of the martial arts, people who've been doing it for like longer than he's been alive, and usually we're trying to get a perspective of, the kind of some history and how things have come up. Today we're going a little bit different. We've got a young man here who has been in the martial arts a long time, compared to a lot of people, but a short time compared to the people we usually are interviewing. So we're getting a young man's view of the martial arts and his journey and see what's ahead. So I'd like to introduce one of our black belts from Virginia Martial Arts Center, Mr. Zachary Townsley.
Hello, hello.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Anji.
Okay. This is kind of a last minute thing, but it's going to be good. Yeah, we're going to absolutely. This is going to be fun. So, in talking about how long have you been in martial arts?
So I've been training. I'm into my 14th year now as a martial artist.
14. Wow, that's cool. I started when I was 14. So, and what got you started?
So as a kid, I was a massive nerd. So Star Wars and superhero shows, DC, Marvel, all of it, I loved it. And a lot of the things that really interest me about it was not only like the morals, because I didn't know that I was getting into all the morals as a kid, but all of the combat scenes were awesome. And I had done some other sports, and I was like, this really isn't my thing. Let me try karate. And so for my 7th birthday, I asked my mom if I could try it, and we walked in, and I was told immediately that I was too old for Power Kids, and I was disappointed, which is our little kids program.
Right.
But so then the next week I started my intro class and started taking classes.
Wow, fantastic. So this was something you wanted to do. It wasn't one of those things that let's put him in karate. Maybe it'll help him, because... and that's what happens, with a lot of kids. Parents see the problems with discipline, and we always say confidence at school, discipline at home, and a lot of parents are trying to get their kids, straight so they get them into karate, but this was something you saw that you wanted to do.
Yes, and to be honest, I don't know where it first popped into my brain, because I was the shyest, least confident kid I've ever seen. And of course that's probably exaggeration a little bit, because I was little, and that's how little brains work sometimes. But yeah, I really wanted to try it, and I'm glad I did.
Fantastic,
sure.
Fantastic, absolutely, and we're glad you did too. And I do remember that young, shy child, and
didn't talk.
Did
not talk at all.
And it was tough, kind of sometimes to get you to key-eye loud and stuff.
That was an issue for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that changed.
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit at a time, and then massively.
Oh my gosh. So, what do you think is the thing that kept you going?
So the thing that kept me going was definitely family, the family aspect of the dojo, because when I got into middle school, 6th grade was really rough school-wise, because it was a big transition, a lot more work than I was used to, and so I just didn't have the motivation to come here as much. And then I found out that Sensei Deladonna was leaving, and she had been my instructor since day one. She did my intro class. And so she was very influential to me, and I was like, oh my God, she's leaving. And so I was like, okay, I got to get back in there. I got to get my brown belt. And that whole idea of family kept me going. And then when I got my brown belt and I started teaching a little bit more and running summer camps and just being able to pass on and have a similar effect on my students, that's what's been keeping me going.
That's great. And you say the family of the dojo, but also your family, your mom and dad.
Massive influences, yeah.
And extremely supportive. Your mom has always been around. Your dad even got so involved that his dad became a certified referee. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, and how many parents do that?
Yeah. And very little martial arts experience.
Oh yeah,
but went through all the tests, went certified, took the courses.
Yeah, and that's amazing. And very rarely do you see somebody who's not a seasoned martial artist, let alone just barely had any thing whatsoever, become a referee, become an official like that. Because usually you have to understand the techniques, but he had seen them for so long that he took to it quite well. So yeah, your parents have been very supportive over the years.
And my mom is the one of the reasons that I stayed in middle school. I was not wanting to go to classes at all, and it was like, all right, get to the dojo. You know you'll be fine once you get there. Just go. Just go. You'll have fun once you get there. And that helped a lot too.
That happens a lot. Kids have this, and kids will always have the ups and downs. They go through times when they just don't feel like they're progressing as fast, or they get kind of bored with something that they're trying to work on, and we're trying to work with them on it, and they don't want to go. But once you get there, if you push yourself to get there, then all of a sudden you go, oh my man, I'm glad I came. So it's getting through the door. We always say the way to get black belt is just keep coming through the door.
Yep.
So
very true.
So obviously confidence has been a big benefit. Would you say that's the biggest benefit?
Yeah, confidence it's been one of the biggest, but it's also been one of the things that karate's helped me with. Confidence is part of it, but networking, meeting people, meeting new people, and just learning how to talk to people for the first time, especially when I was younger, because that was really hard for me, and it's helped me a lot now. The confidence has, of course, helped that as well, but those two combined have probably been my greatest benefits, have been the confidence and the learning how to network and be social and meet new people and work with new instructors and learn from somebody who I've never took a class under before, and just go in with an open mind to all of those different environments.
Fantastic. And I think back to you as a student, and again shy and that type of thing, and now one day you came up to me and said, I'd like to help out with summer camp. And I was like, great, sure, and then the next year you wanted to help again, and you got more involved with it, and the next year you wanted to help again, you got much more involved with it, and now you basically run the camp, you know, and you've also learned how to work our front desk, and we'll learn how to do a lot of the things behind the scenes.
Yes.
So as I say to people, you've now come into the kitchen.
Oh, yes.
Into the back, and you see things as from not only a dojo but from a business standpoint. How has that changed your view of the dojo?
Oh, it for a while when I was first getting used to it, it was really rough because I was having issues keeping which hat was on at the moment and switching, because if you're running a game with campers and then 2-3 people walk in the front door, it's got to be quick and it's got to be go. And I'm not 100% there with the switches yet, but I'm getting there. It's definitely changed my perspective on how much of a toll things take on you and Sensei Jason, and how it was with Miss Diana, who used to run our front desk. It's definitely changed my whole perspective on how you guys run things and how much toll it takes on you.
Yeah, I think most people think, oh, a karate school, cool. They come in, they just, teach classes. They don't realize all the things behind the scenes to get those classes taught and to arrange them and so forth. There's a lot of work to it.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot behind the scenes. So we talked about what you got out of it. What do you think has been your biggest failure in it? And what'd you learn from it?
Okay.
What was your biggest downfall?
I wouldn't say that this is the biggest downfall, but this was the moment that I realized I was having problems. So last year I tested for Shodan Ho, my provisional black belt, and a couple weeks before the test I went to do my stance test. And I have a prior knee injury, and I failed my first stance test.
I remember that, that's right.
Yeah, and I was very upset about it because I felt like I was failing you. And failing Sensei Jason, and failing Deladonna, and Sensei Aaron, and everybody who I'd worked with up until that point, because I was under all that the stress of the first test. And I remember you telling me, it's reminding me it's not about what you did. It's about how you react to it. And that's how a lot of things in life are, no matter what you're doing, with whether it's martial arts that's how it is for me in theater and how it is in linguistics. It's not, okay, how did you get the wrong answer? It's, okay, you got the wrong answer. How did you react to and try and find the right answer, kind of thing. And I decided that I was going to calm down and focus on stretching beforehand, and I was going to do it again, and I was going to pass. And that's what I did 2 or 3 days later, because it's about the attitude. And it's not that I failed you, it's that I just haven't succeeded yet.
There you go. Right. Yeah. You've never, really in the martial arts, you've never failed as long as you just keep trying. The only failure is giving up.
Exactly.
You know? So now you're in college, and you're studying theater and a lot of things that are related to that. What do you see yourself doing in, say, 5 years, 10 years?
So I am looking into getting into a career for voice acting and for vocal coaching and possibly even speech therapy. I've thought about more recently, because I'm doing a theater major and then a self-designed major with William & Mary called Sound Theory and Production. So it's all about how we create different sounds with the different parts and muscles of our mouth.
Wow.
And then seeing how languages use those sounds as well. And so I am very much interested in I'm doing a couple of voiceover projects on my own social media and on for my aunt, who is a psychologist. I'm actually working on a course for her right now. And then I am hoping to one day get into animation. That is my goal. Animation and video games. I would love to.
So doing the voiceovers and things like that for it. Yeah.
And the nice thing about video games would be, okay, you come in, you get to voice a character. Oh, you're a martial artist? Do the motion capture too.
There you go.
You know, that would be an awesome experience to have.
Absolutely, no doubt. That's cool. So in your martial arts career, who are 3 people that you would say have been most influential to you?
So the most influential for me, I hate this question, by the way. I really do, because it's so hard and it excludes so many people.
Right.
But my 3 most influential, of course, you are number 1, of course, because you've been there since day 1, and you know, even when I was terrified of you as a child, it was like, okay, I want to impress Hanshi. I want to impress Hanshi. Well, you were Shihan back then.
Yeah.
But I want to work hard. I want to impress Shihan. And that was always my attitude, was I want to give it my best. I want to impress Shihan. And then I would say Sensei Joanne Deladonna was definitely another massive influence for me starting out, because she's the one who kept me going, was always big on spirit and effort, and she got me motivated to get my brown belt. And I think that was a big turning point for me, because that was when I was in the middle of that lull in middle school, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to stick with this or not. And even just by leaving, she motivated me to get back in here, do as much as I can, and get my brown belt before she left. And keep going afterwards.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then the 3rd most influential, I would say, is Sensei Jason.
Oh,
Sensei Jason has been absolutely amazing to me, helping me out. He came in about that halfway point in my training, once I think maybe just before I got my brown belt. And since then, he has been a massive influence, especially for kata. He has helped me so much find the little minute things that I can pull out in a kata and just make it flourish. And I love that so much. And then, of course, you know, being able to help me with my transition to becoming a black belt and any issues that I've had, you know, not being sure of, okay, do I do this? Do I react to this? You know, how should I react to this as a black belt now? And so, yeah, I definitely label him as one of my top 3.
Fantastic. Well, now, last year you tested for your Shodan Ho, okay, provisional black belt. This next month you're going to be testing for your full Shodan.
Yes.
Any differences in the way you're feeling on the preparation between that one and the previous one?
The only things that I'm feeling a little bit weary and anxious on are the udon or undo, which are the Gohanuke drills and the Pinan drills. a little bit, but Sensei Jason actually, we're going to go over those together. And then the on-the-spot bunkai, I'm a little concerned about, because, and here's my problem with it, is I know that if I were teaching how to do the bunkai, I could do it just fine. But I'm just doing it.
Right.
And that's where I'm like, I'm going to hesitate and stop myself up somewhere. So I really got to work on this.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the sparring has me a little anxious just because I'm sparring people I haven't sparred before. But I don't think I'm too nervous about that because I know I'm going to get beat up. I know it's coming.
Just accept it. It's going to be tough. And the, like you were saying, the bunkai, the self-defense type of things, we haven't done those in a long time, you know, so we're going to give you some slack. Maybe half a millimeter. Just a little bit. Take that into consideration. But I know you'll do well and make us, we're always proud of you, and you'll make us even prouder. All this that you've learned, and like I said, you've kind of come into the kitchen now, behind the scenes of things. Could you see yourself as a professional martial artist one day?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I want to try to, if not do full voice acting, I want to have some kind of combatant career. I'm already labeling myself as a combatant with my training on my resumes, because I just have so much fun putting together a piece of choreography and just seeing where we can go with it. Because I love to just start out blank slate. No, I don't know who's going to win. I don't know who's going to lose. Let's just play around with it, see where we go. Mm-hmm. And it's such a fun little thing to do, and use all my martial arts experience. So it uses the karate do for the footwork, or maybe the taiji for the flow, and maybe we got a throw or two in there from the judo. So it's so much fun to try and put it in that atmosphere of, okay, we're seeing what we can do with this.
There you go. Yeah, and also we started a light sword
program, that has been awesome.
Which any geek, okay, any Star Wars fanatic, okay, would really enjoy, and you have taken to that.
Yes, I have
just went to a tournament last week.
Yes, we had
and placed in top 3.
Yep, I placed 3rd in combat at our Light Sword Nationals over at the Imperial Palace at Military Circle Mall.
Imperial Palace. Wow.
Yes, that is what we call it.
That's cool. That's cool. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, what advice could you give to young people who they want to be a black belt someday? What would be your advice to say, here's what you need to do?
Other than, of course, just keep coming through the door, because that is sometimes the hardest thing, is just coming back every single time. Other than that, I would say you can't beat yourself up. If you're doing your best on Monday may not be the same as your best on Tuesday. You might have, gone to school and gotten bullied all day, and you're not having a great day. But when you come to the dojo, you do your best, it doesn't matter anymore. Right? As long as you're doing your best, you're going to get there. Yeah. And that's just how it is.
Yep. We always say leave your ego at the door.
Right.
Leave your problems at the door, leave, whatever's going on today, try to leave that at the door and come in with a fresh attitude, a positive attitude, do your best, and give it everything you can, because this is one of those things where what you put into it is definitely what you get out
Absolutely.
of it,
And I like to reiterate that during Mokso, which is the guided meditation at the beginning of class. For camp, I have a whole array of levels. I have beginner through advanced now.
Right.
And so, I may not do it every day, but I'm usually Mukso, eyes closed, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Forget everything that happened this morning, everything that's going to happen after class, focus on karate.
Yeah.
And, most of the time, that's what they do. Because they're being a little bit guided.
Right.
And then they're focused for class. And then they have great class.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sitting here and, I'm talking with this young man, and I can't tell you how proud I am. Really, how far you've come, what you've come from, that shy little kid, in the beginning, to now somebody who's a very key figure in the dojo and a leader and a role model, and it's just it's a great feeling. We're all very proud of you, very proud of what you've accomplished, and you know what's in the future is going to be amazing. You know, for you. So and you know, I'm retiring in about 6 months, and no, just kidding.
Well, that's news.
Yeah, that would be, especially to my mortgage company. But yeah, it's some. I mean, you know, you're one of those figures that we go, this is the future. You know, you are the future of it. I'm not the future. I'm the present, but you're going to be the future of it, and I think the future's in good hands. So.
Yes. Thank you, Hunter.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, for doing this today.
Yes, of course.
I think it's been a great story, great interview, and something that our students and other people can look at and go, wow, you know, it happened for him, happened for me too, you know, or happened for my kid. So anyway, next week on Black Belt Life, we are going to go back to a master, okay, of karate, of martial arts. We're going to have Kyoshi Troy Price from the Shurite Bujitsu Kai. Look at him. He's reacting.
He is cool.
He is cool, yes. He's
cool.
A great guy, fantastic, and unbelievable martial artist. And his sensei, Hanshi Ridgely Abel, which I'm sure we'll talk about a lot, was a great influence to me, even though he wasn't my instructor. He was like a mentor. And I think we're going to have a great conversation on that. So check that out next week. Kyoshi Troy Price right here on Black Belt Life. And thank you for tuning in today. Hey, put your comments below. If you got some questions for Zach, you know, put them below. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, okay? Because we're doing this every week, and we want to let you know when we're going live, okay? And thank you again.
Yes, of course,
and we will see you next week. Black Belt Live. See you then.